Welcome everybody, I am Fin Friday and welcome to the Porsche Cayman from Silverstone. It's looking like a beautiful day here in the UK in Silverstone and the lights are green. We are go. Car just on the outside there. Oh, the rear end wants to break away. Managed to catch it though, but we had to get out the power. This silver car in front does not want to get going and he's in the way. I just can't get a clean break out of here. I've got a car to my left, I can't move. I'm going to have to just back off. So now we are dead set last. What a waste. I'm coming round onto the Wellington Straight. And we get a good exit onto the Wellington Straight, but everyone else does as well. So the tyres are stone cold at this point, and it's with this new tyre model that iRacing has, it is very much a tricky situation to get the tyres right and to get the tyres up to temperature and not push too hard on those tyres when we are actually just starting out, because if you do push too hard then you are definitely going to end up in the kitty litter, there's no doubt about it. So we're just trying to take it easy, keep with the rest of the pack, wait for our tyres to come in, and then we can start really pushing on. You can see there I had to lift out the throttle because the back end was just beginning to slide again, so we just lifted out the throttle there to make sure that we can maintain it. Now it will take a few laps for our tyres to actually go up to temperature, probably about 3-4 laps or so to get up to temperature. Again, you can hear the tyres just sliding there again, so we just had to get out the throttle again. You can hear them sliding, and there is our first victim of cold tyres. Unfortunately, this is exactly what iRacing is like. On cold tyres, it is very, very tricky indeed. So you have to bide your time, you have to be patient, bide your time, and not push too hard on these opening laps, otherwise that is exactly what's going to happen. He obviously lit up the rears and spun the rears right round, and of course that ends up with him in the barrier. So at least we've managed to capture one place back from what we lost off the start, which is a real shame. Now I've done a little bit of testing on this car, but I don't have a really great setup. Now hats off to iRacing, they have done a fantastic job of actually creating a really good base setup. So effectively what I am using is just a slightly fettled version of the base setup. This is a new series for me. I've only raced it 3 times now in total, so it is still all quite new. The cars are actually quite new to iRacing as well. They've only been around for about 6 races or so. So everything is new. We're trying to get to grips with everything and try and understand everything. And I have taken quite a lot of time off from iRacing due to my personal commitments. And so I'm kind of getting back into the throw of things now. I'm kind of getting back into that iRacing mentality, and I really am enjoying this series. It's very much well worth buying this car and getting involved in this series. So the Porsche Cayman here is new to iRacing, as I said, but basically it doesn't have a turbocharged engine, and there we go again, there's our second, and that's actually the leader. That was Jessica, who was the leader, just rejoining the track there and just keeping well left, making sure that if she just comes sliding back on and lose control again, that we've got plenty of space and hopefully we can get by, and we do, which is excellent. So really happy about that. So we've managed to gain another place, but that was the leader, and it just goes to show that it doesn't matter how fast you are around this track. When you are on cold tyres, you really do have to be patient. You've got to bide your time, you've got to wait for the tyres to come back to you. You know, for me, it does take a little bit longer than most for the tyres to come back, but what it does mean is towards the middle to end of the Grand Prix, I do actually have some decent tyres to go on. You can see me just going at the wheel there, going out a little bit wide, having to get out the power. Again, this is all because of the cold tyres. I'm trying too early to push on these tyres. The tyres are not responding whatsoever at the minute. So again, we're just going to have to take our time, calm it down a little bit, and try and get these tyres done. Now we do have Jessica. She is right behind us and just about to see her in the rearview mirror. she is right behind us. We're going to move over and let her past, actually. She was P1. She's not suffering any damage. We're going to let her by. There's absolutely no point me racing her. This is like the second lap of the Grand Prix. We are not going to gain anything by racing Jess. So we're going to let her go. And then what we're hopefully going to do, we're hopefully going to find that Jess will go ahead and start attacking these guys in front and actually slow them down while they're doing the overtaking and battling each other, slow each other down, and they will actually come backwards towards me. So I don't have to take as much life out of these tyres when they do get up to temperature, trying to catch people and overtake. I can let them do all the hard work and come back to me. So I'll let Jess go quite deep into that corner there. That's simply because, again, the tyres on the front are just not there yet. Don't have the grip. I had to get out of throttle quite early then in that corner, so I can bring it round, down into second. And back onto the start and finish straight. Tyres still fighting me for grip. They're still fighting. They do not want to give it up to me yet. You can see Jessie's right up there now. And because she is battling, they're coming back towards me. Got a bit sideways then. Just didn't quite get the exit, and that's kind of caused me no end of problems there. Go down the gears, down into third, tight in, try and get on the power early, but we were kind of late getting on the power there. We could hear it sliding. Just hear that back end, just doesn't want to give it up to us. Come again. This is the historic Silverstone layout, so it's not the latest layout with the wing. It's a historic circuit. Obviously, since then there is a wing being produced, and there we go. Yes, my plans work. So basically, instead of coming back to me, Jess has actually scared him entirely off the track and allowed me to get through and push forward now. So another place gained. Just using our head rather than trying to use up all of our tyres, getting those places. And for me now, it's a case of just keeping that power down, keeping going as best we can, and see if we can just try and keep up with Jess, because as she goes forward, so you see there a bit of correction there. Purple LEDs on the steering wheel just telling me that basically, oh, another one spun as well. That was the second place guy. Oh my life. So number 1 and number 2 now have both spun, and it looks like number 2 has actually put it into the barrier as well. He seems to be missing his rear wing. Okay, so another place gained, another victim of these early cold tyre exploits. It's so easy to just misjudge it, you know, and when you are right on the ragged edge, you leave no room whatsoever for safety. And these tyres, when they're not up to temperature and they're not giving you the grip, then I'm afraid there is a victim, and the victim is always going to be you, and especially on that corner there. So coming through cops, there is a sliver of grass just after, just beyond the rumble strips there, and that sliver of grass is just enough to completely upset the car. Of course, it doesn't help the fact that iRacing has made the grass so slippery now, it's like driving on ice. So around we come again. through Brooklands. Into Woodcote. Going around now. And back onto the start and finish straight. The old start and finish straight, I should say now. Obviously, you can see out onto the right, there's no wing there. So, this is a whole historic circuit. Okay, looks like another one is gone. He's in the barriers as well. That's another place gained. And you can see the guys up ahead, they're fighting now. Jesse's taking it to them. So I'm hoping now that they'll battle amongst themselves and just give me this opportunity to catch up. They'll slow each other down through the corners and allow me this opportunity to catch up. Jesse's under some pressure there. And the guy behind. We've got a good exit out of there, so we are really pushing hard now. The tyres are coming in, so I'm getting the grip, I'm getting on the power much earlier than I did before, drifting it out. And look at that, it looks, visually we can see we're reading the guy in front in quite nicely as well. So we're doing quite well. That went quite deep, I went a bit too ambitious on the brakes there. You can see the guy in front just struggled with that rear end grip again, ends up going out quite wide. We kept this quite tidy so far, just the one off track to speak of. The understeer. Just pushing us out wide, which means I had to hesitate again on the throttle. Oh, it's such a pain. I know that I'm faster than guys in front. I just need the opportunity to get up to them. And this car at the moment is just not playing ball. Through the field. Now into Woodcote. And into Cops. Down a gear, turn in, try and clip the rumble strips on the right hand side. Didn't do it, got quite wide. We're going to try and avoid that grass because we know if we get on there we're going to end up in the barriers just the same as the other guys did. And down, we're going to cut this corner quite a lot. Get back on the power, downshift to third, keep it to the left so that we can get a good exit onto the hanger straight here. Here we go. Using the rumble strips, straighten up the car, get on the power as early as we possibly can. See, the guy ahead has just managed to pull away a little bit now. So here we go. Hitting the rev limiter just there. Turn it in, it's good through there, so we can get a good exit out of here. We short shift to third, make sure we got that traction. Purple lights on the dashboard telling me we haven't got the traction, so we jiggle the wheel around a bit, see if we can just get it to settle down and get that rear traction back in. Cut plenty of that corner if we can, cut plenty of this corner if we can. Just unsettles the car a little bit, but you saw the purple LEDs just flash up on the dash. Got out quite wide there, but we're okay. Didn't quite make it to the apex, so front tyres are not very happy at the minute. I really want to catch these guys in front. They begin to look like they're going to battle each other again. They're quite close, which means they're going to be falling over each other, and that's going to give me the opportunity to really sneak up and hopefully take a couple of places. So need to keep pushing on. Okay, exit for there. And there they go. They are side by side now, which is excellent. So if they can slow each other down through Cops, then we'll have a good run on them. Breakers laid to the dead, turn that in, get it up on the rumble strips, get back on the power early. Out wide, that's perfect. They have slowed each other down through there. They were side by side going through Cops. Into Maggots and Beckett's now. Trying to keep it left as much as I can. Straightening it up onto the hanger straight. The 11 car had the same idea. I'm trying to keep it in their slipstream now. We don't get much slipstream with these cars. They're not designed for aerodynamics. Went very late in on the brakes there. Still managed to get on power quite nice and early. We managed to gain a lot there. So we're right up with these guys now. So this has worked out nicely. Cut that corner well. Short shift to third. Again, good exit. Just a little flash of those LEDs just telling me I'm out of the way. And it looks like we could have a run here, so we're going to have a sneaky look. We're just about alongside him. Oh, that was close. It looked like he was going to turn in then. He's still beside me. Look in the rearview mirror. He's there. We're okay. We've got the position. Yes! One more down. Perfect. Now we've got to keep that position. That's the main thing, because obviously the guy in front here, he's managed to escape while we've been battling. So I've got to try and keep this guy behind me now. You can see him in the rearview mirror. He's still with me. We're on the way now. Got to make this a nice, clean lap if we can. Needs to be a good lap. You can see on the dash, last lap time was a 1:58.6. Not the greatest one. He's still with me right in the rear. He's still there. Twitter and the guy in front and mid corner. Just got to have slowed him down. The guys are still with me. There's two of them battling now behind me. Well, you can't see in the rearview mirror. There's two of them battling. They are right there with me. Oh, we went deep and it didn't work. We didn't have the grip to pull it off. They are right with me now. The guy crashed into the barrier who was leading, P1, the guy who was leading, he's now managed to get the guy behind me, so it's given me a little bit of a breathing room now. But obviously this guy, he's got damage, but still it doesn't seem to be affecting him at all. He's absolutely on a mission. So we know that he's fast. He was P2 on the grid to Jess. And now he obviously span it and put it into the barrier coming out of Cops, which is the first corner. And so now he's right with me. You can see him in the rearview mirror. Just that green flash at the top there, and his Union Jack on top of his roof. Tyres are beginning to complain now. I'm asking a lot of them, and I am, but it's got to happen. That time around was a 1:57.7, so the times are coming down. I cut that a lot, and that was a mistake. I should not have cut that much. Because of that, I was up on the grass, and as we know, the grass is fatal in iRacing, so I had to just hold off getting the power on. Just had to hold off, and so like the exit was really poor out of there. So I believe the guy is Phil from P1. He is right behind me still. We're not going to keep him behind me. I think I'm satisfied with that. He is faster than us. Obviously, he was P1. He is sporting damage, but even still, he still managed to catch back up to us and go. And we've still got over half the race left to run. So there really is very little reason for me to battle him. And so it looks like he's going to throw one up the inside here, so we're going to give him racing room. It is asked for, it is given, and there we go. Phil is back through. As you can see, he's got so much rear end grip on that car. I was struggling like hell, and I was really battling with it just to keep going through that corner, but Phil just seemed to have the grip to hook it up. He's gone in deep though. Looks like I could be catching him back up quite quickly. Unfortunately, the guy behind us has caught back up as well, so we need to try and use Phil's slipstream wherever we can. Looks like that rear wing being missing off Phil's car is really hurting his performance in the corners. These twisty bits seem to be catching him on. Obviously during the straights there's less drag, so he's just going to be able to go off into the distance much faster than I can. I can't keep with him. And obviously he's got less weight too. Here we go. Great exit through there, using everything that we can, which is perfect. We're now pulling a little bit of a gap to the guy behind. Obviously Phil just went a bit wide as well, so we caught a little bit back up to Phil, but we don't have to worry about that. Yeah, tyres are now beginning to complain with regards to the fact we're asking too much of them, but it's got to be done. We really have to just keep pushing on and pushing on. We need to make sure that we hit our marks, get it turned in. Yep, that'll do nicely, thank you. We turned it in and we hit our marks, we're good. Running into the rev limiter again. That's how we know we got a really good exit out there. We hit that rev limiter just as we come to our braking point. Run out wide. Yep, this is looking like a good lap. Obviously we lost quite a bit of time with 158.6 last lap round, but that was with Phil overtaking us. Oh, I've gone too deep. I've missed my braking point. No, I've just lost a load of time. That was a good, looking like a good lap as well. Oh, gutted. Alright, okay. Come on. Refocus. Don't push too hard. Don't overdrive the car. I think there's plenty of time to be made up in that last corner, actually. I think I'm quite slow in that last corner. Here I go, back onto the start and finish straight again. We've got 157.7. We lost some time in that as well, so that was a really decent time. I'm actually setting faster times now in the race than I was in practice, which is nice, and times keep on tumbling. The track temperature is around about 19 degrees. It has been falling throughout this race, which is excellent, and the tyres just seem to love it. I'm able to push on harder for longer with these tyres, which is great. The guy in front has got quite a big gap now, so we are going to keep trying, keep pushing forwards, because anything can happen in iRacing. You know, it really isn't over till the fat lady sings. Until that checker flag has dropped, I'm afraid, you know, you have got to keep pushing. There has been instances in iRacing where I have literally, you know, won it going over the line because somebody short-filled their car. They haven't put enough fuel in. They haven't done enough fuel saving during the Grand Prix, and so therefore I've managed to take advantage of that and take them on the line and get that position. So you absolutely do not take your foot off the gas until that checker flag has dropped on your car and you are happy. Bit early on the brakes there, had to double stab to the turn in, so there's plenty of room for improvement. This looks like it could be on for a decent lap. Well, I haven't done too bad around here at all. I seem to have caught Phil again. Come on, Phil, get going. Oh, we just got some oversteer coming out of the corner. The rear tyres weren't gripping, just started drifting out, and we had to correct it. And look how much time that's cost us. Look how far away Phil is now. So the 157.3, I'm pretty sure we've lost a couple of attempts there, so that could have been a nice 157.1. Whoa! Right out there, had to get out of throttle just to save the car. Bit of Oppo lock as well. Alright. Through Maggots and Beckett's. Down into Chapel now, and then off onto the Hanger Straight. Whew. Right, okay. Coming up towards Stowe. poor corner through there. I should have gotten the power way earlier than that. Cut that corner. And go from Vale. Excellent. And down into Abbey here. Phil seems to be catching, which is good. That means he can bring that guy back to me. And if he can bring that back to me, then I can get a sniff for another position. Go through Brooklands. And down into Lovefield now. Come on, through here into Lovefield. Tyres are really complaining. You can hear them just constantly screeching, constantly wearing and wearing and wearing away. They're not happy at all. Into Woodcote and then down to start and finish straight. Another lap completed. 157.7. We got to be careful. The guy behind will be catching, and we don't want that. As my tyres are going off as well, my time's going to get slower, and the guy behind, we don't know what the state of his tyres are like. So I need to make sure I try and keep this up. Whoa, so much understeer. Yeah, these tyres are not happy. Can't get the car turned in. Can't get to the apex. Just understeer because I'm asking too much of them. Yep, and the guy's right behind us. I see him in the rearview mirror. The guy is behind us. So we need to keep our head down and we need to keep our focus and our cool. It's very easy to get pressured in these situations, and we don't need that. We need to just keep our cool. Hit our marks, hit our accelerator when we're supposed to. There we go. Phil's caught right up now. I'm hoping that he can have a go. He's looking already, which is great. Means he'll compromise the guy in front, which means they'll both have to slow down. They'll both be coming back towards me. Rear ends are sliding out there. It's worked in my favour because it's kind of turned and rotated the car a little bit more for me. There goes Phil. He's making his move. Not too bad around there. We've got to believe, well, not enough. I'm wondering if Phil could hold on to this. Looking at the pressures on the tyres, left-hand tyres have pretty much had enough. 163 kPa. We've got to try and do the best we can with these tyres. We need to try and just make ourselves a bit of a gap so we've got a little bit of breathing space, because all it needs at the moment is just for one slip up, one oversteer moment, one understeer moment, and this place will be gone. So we need to make sure that we try and hit all our marks as best we can, not overdrive the car. It's better to finish than to try and be a hero. So this is a top split race. So, you know, these are guys with higher I rating than myself, and that's absolutely fine. It's been a good race so far, not overly dramatic, so there's been nothing really going on with regards to that. And that suits me fine. I'm more of an endurance racer, so I enjoy the longer races, you know, 3 hours behind the wheel kind of races. I enjoy them kinds of races rather than these 30-minute sprint races. But this is a cracking car. It's a cracking car. It's a cracking little series. Honestly, it is like a much faster Mazda MX-5. So if you have fun in the Mazda MX-5s, these have just got more power. They're not turbocharged, so it's all naturally aspirated stuff. So again, all the things that you learn in the Mazda MX-5, you can just instantly translate straight into this car. and you can be fast and you can be good at controlling this car. There is a lot more power in the car, so you do have to be very careful of how much you underfoot to that accelerator pedal. You do have to be very wary of it all. Bit cautious coming out of there, but the car itself is an absolute hoot to drive. It's so much fun. I mean, even I'm languishing here towards the back of the field, but if you look forwards, you can see there's within eyesight there's at least about 5 positions, all relatively close together, and we're now nearing towards the end of this race, so they're all nearing together. So people are still making moves, we're still going for it. And we've got an Audi, because this obviously is a multi-class race, so we have an Audi RS3. So this is one of the TCR cars that are in iRacing, the Audi RS3. Huge fun to drive. Turbocharged front-wheel drive car. Enormous amounts of fun. They are slower than the Porsches, which is a bit of a shame. I'd like to see more mixture in the class, but it is good. Oh, they are so much slower through these corners. We are on the last lap, so I really don't want to bin it. Oh good, he's going to let us go. Thank goodness for that. Thank you, really appreciate that. Right, cool. And we're into the final few corners now. It looks like the guy behind us has given up the chase. And as I said before, you really shouldn't. I've literally won this on the line when people have short filled, so you really shouldn't give up that quickly. There we go, and on our final corner. That's it. We did it, guys. We did it. We actually finished P11 overall. And I'm quite happy with P11. There we go. P11 from P12 on the grid, going all the way to the back of the grid. We fought our way through. We kept ourselves honest and clean all the way around. Really enjoyed this race. I mean, this car is so much fun. The race was a lot of fun as well. There's a bit of tactics going on in the race, so that things can be manipulated our way, how we want them. It's gone really well. It's such a fun series. Even though I've been languishing at the back, it's been so much fun just concentrating hard, hitting all your apexes and corners, and making sure you get your braking points, your turning points, your clipping points, and your acceleration points. So that